If people are just spreading kind of information about one coin, what if it's not Bitcoin? What if it's another coin that's sort of, like you were saying, the crap coins of the world?
No, you're absolutely right. And so we can look at, for example, meme coins. We're talking about Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or whatever you want. Dogecoin started off as a joke. That's why they call it a meme coin. You had some smart engineers who were like, let's make some fun here. Let's make a joke. And they created this Dogecoin. It had no use. It really didn't do anything. It was just a funny coin. Elon Musk started talking about it, and people started to get excited about this whole Dogecoin, or doggy coin, as I like to call it. But what did that do? Well, in the beginning, it started just to create these rallies in doggy coin, which seemed like, what the heck? Why is this coin going up? It doesn't really do anything. Well, what happened was you had a network created, right? Every cryptocurrency has two parts. You have the network and you have the usability. The network is the amount of people that are using it, the people that believe in it, the community, and then you have the usability. What can this coin or this blockchain do? Dogecoin really didn't have any usability. It couldn't really do anything. But then the network automatically started to grow because you had people like Elon Musk behind it. He was supposed to go on to Saturday Night Live. Everyone thought he was going to hype it up. He didn't really say much about it. And then Dogecoin went down. But then Mark Cuban came out and he started talking about Doggy Coin. And then Doggy Coin went back up. And then Mark Cuban and Elon Musk both talked about how they would integrate Dogecoin, Doggy Coin into their corporations. Mark Cuban said that you can use Doggy Coin to buy, I think it was merchandise at the Mavericks arena, whatever it was, you could buy something there. Mm-hmm. And Elon Musk said that you could buy something with Doggy Coin.
He wanted to actually fund one of the SpaceX projects with Dogecoin.
Yeah, well, we saw where that went. But there is some use. I mean, there's a good chance that you'll be able to buy some things in Tesla with Doggy Coin. Maybe you'll buy some subscription services or something. So now all of a sudden, you have a use. The use came out of the network because you had all these people that bought Doggy Coin, Dogecoin, and at first there was no use, but then these people believed in the value of it. So then all of a sudden, Mark Cuban and what's his name, Elon Musk, then created its own use because they said that you can buy things with it. So it created its own thing from there. Shiba Inu is a little bit different because Shiba Inu does have its own uses. It has a different use than Dogecoin. Shiba Inu is built on top of the Ethereum blockchain, and so Shiba Inu allows you to do things that are decentralized. They're trying to create an NFT exchange and do other things, so it has other usability. But again, it's all about the network. If you have the network and some sort of use, now you can have something as long as people believe in it.
So to play devil's advocate here, a lot of people, you're talking about the things that you can do with cryptocurrencies. A lot of people think that cryptocurrencies are useless. And what they mean by that is, sure, there's a few places that you can go and spend Bitcoin. But what the problem is, I go to a store to spend Bitcoin, and by the time I'm done shopping, the price is different for Bitcoin. What do you think about the actual usability of these cryptocurrencies?
So there's a couple answers. There's a couple different parts to that question. The first is, you go to a store, they don't accept Bitcoin or they don't accept cryptocurrency. So how do you actually spend your currency?
Sure.
Well, that is, again, the adoption of it. It is being adopted more and more. You're seeing payment processors starting to incorporate it into their wallets. You saw MasterCard come out and say that they're going to try to incorporate cryptocurrency into all of their payment systems. And it's really just, that's a matter of time to see the adoption of anything. One of our writers, I've talked about this before, he's overseas. He does not get PayPal. PayPal doesn't work where he lives. We couldn't wire him the money for whatever reason. And so we spent days trying to figure out how to send him money. He was writing articles, but we couldn't pay him. So then I asked him, hey, can I just pay you in crypto? He said, sure. So then in 5 seconds, he had now gotten his money through cryptocurrency. So there is use as the adoption grows. Now, the next question was, okay, Bitcoin's price fluctuates. So how do you then buy it? Well, there's a couple of different things you got to understand about that. You can actually spend cryptocurrency if you want something stable through a stable coin. Stable coins are not meant to fluctuate because that's why they're called stable coins. You have some stable coins that are pegged to the US dollar. You have some stable coins that are pegged to the value of gold. You have some stable coins that are pegged to the value of the dollar through algorithmic trading, so they don't actually hold and own dollars. They own cryptocurrency, which automatically trade to represent the value of a dollar. And so now what you can do is, okay, you want to transact with Bitcoin. You can sell your Bitcoin, move it to a stable coin, and now you can make transactions with the stable coin which don't change. And now what a lot of people talk about, we brought on Raoul Pal, Michael Saylor, both of these people, what they say is, they don't like the idea of selling their Bitcoin and transacting with it because they believe in a lot of upside. They look at it like property. And instead what they're doing is they're borrowing against their cryptocurrency, and then they're spending that. Now, anytime you take on debt, you borrow money against whatever it is, there's risk associated with it. But that's one of the things that they're doing. I mean, these are people that are highly experienced, highly educated in the cryptocurrency space, and that's what they're doing. So, yeah, you see fluctuations, but there's ways around that.
Yeah, and we saw the price of Bitcoin this year, I kind of mentioned before, going super, super high. Do you think that it's overvalued right now? Same with Ethereum. We've seen the price pretty much triple, almost quadruple in just a short period of time. Is it overvalued?
I don't know about overvalued. I mean, what does overvalued mean? The reason why it is where it is because people are starting to buy it. Now, some people are buying it because they're trying to get rich quick. Some people are buying it because they believe in the use of Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies. Now, if we focus on Bitcoin itself, there's a limited supply of Bitcoin, which makes it a deflationary asset. Compare that to our dollars, which are an inflationary asset, because our dollars can be printed on command. There's no limit to how many dollars we can have out there. The Fed can just keep printing and printing and printing and printing and printing. So if I take $10,000 and I bury it in my backyard, well, in 10 years, that $10,000 is not going to have the same buying power that it does today. Why? Because the Fed can just print more of it. And as more of these dollars are printed, well, then the value of each individual dollar goes down. Now, if we were in a previous time where we didn't have the type of inflation that we're seeing now, if we saw higher interest rates where your savings accounts would actually pay you real interest to keep your money, then hey, saving your money would be an asset because now your savings are growing and they might even be beating inflation. So now you're benefiting by saving your money. But in this economy, that's not what's happening. You have banks that are paying 0% interest rates, essentially. You're getting nothing on your savings. Well, inflation is growing, and we don't know when it's going to slow down. The Fed and everyone else say that it's going to stop in the early to mid part of 2022. We'll see what actually happens. But as of now, inflation keeps growing. So when I take this $10,000 of cash and I bury it, it's not going to be worth as much in a year or 10 years than it is today. Now, with something like Bitcoin, there's a limited supply of Bitcoin. So if I now take a Bitcoin and I bury it, so I put it in cold storage, meaning I put it on a USB, and I take this USB and I bury it in my backyard, and more people adopt the use of Bitcoin. So there's an if, right? If more people adopt the use of Bitcoin. But if more people adopt the use of Bitcoin, then what happens? You have more buyers coming into Bitcoin, and if you have more buyers fighting for the same currency, this Bitcoin, then what does that mean? What's going to happen to the price of Bitcoin? It's going to go up. So if I take my Bitcoin and I bury it in the backyard, it's going to be worth more money. So when you talk about is it overvalued, you got to understand how is it valued, right? It's valued through how many people want to own it, and people want to own it if it's usable, right? If people start to adopt it. And we're starting to see more people use it. We're starting to see more people and countries adopt it, which is, again, driving more people to Bitcoin. And it's not just in the United States. You're seeing this happen around the world. You're seeing it happen with some of the poor countries around the world that are really trying to adopt it faster because they understand that this is a way for them to become wealthier, because they can now use some of their resources to mine Bitcoin. And then they can now earn a more valuable currency. They're able to create more money, essentially, because they can use their energy. They can use their resources in a productive way that's going to benefit them more. And so you're seeing a lot more poor countries starting to adopt it. And then it's going to probably trickle down. I mean, as more and more people start to understand the value of cryptocurrency and blockchain and Bitcoin and these other currencies, then more and more people will start to use it. So when you talk about overvalued, is it overvalued? Well, it's not overvalued, but you could see it go down because of, emotion, because of greed. But in the long term, if you start to see more adoption of it? No, not even close. The market capitalization of cryptocurrency right now is right around $3 trillion. So at the time of us recording this, it's around $3 trillion, the market cap of all of crypto. But the market cap of other asset classes, stocks, real estate, we're talking about $100 trillion. So
Wow.
in terms of the actual market capitalization of cryptocurrency as an asset class compared to the others, it's still got a long ways to go. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide that goes over what passive income is, how to start generating passive income, and different passive income strategies. These are things that you can start doing even if you don't have a lot of money. So if you want to read this free guide on how to start generating passive income for free, all you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.